Hello there, and welcome to a special edition for Gone to the Dogs as we look ahead to the semi-finals of the Ladbrokes Summer Stayers Classic, the semi-finals of the Ladbrokes Gold Cup, the final of the British Bred Oaks final at Oxford, and also Monday night, the Arena Racing Company Puppy Classic semi-finals at Nottingham. Joined again by Michael Smythe, who missed last week's preview, so we didn't get any anti-post tips from Michael. We'll see what he fancies this week now, going into the semi-finals. And Graham, who was on fire last week, getting all four through at Monmore. So morning, fellas. How are we?
Not too bad, thanks, Joe. How are you?
All good, mate. All good. Michael, you recovered. Had a bit of a dodgy time last week. Everything okay?
Yeah, it wasn't the appropriate time to be on the call, Joe. So yeah, dipped out last week, but yeah, happy to be on this week, and let's see. Hopefully, we can find a few winners.
Did it stop you picking the winners last week?
Yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. I think it was a break-even kind of weekend across the board. So yeah, we'll take that sometimes and move on.
We missed your anti-post stuff, Michael. We obviously done it for last Saturday for Monmore. Did you put anything up, or did you back anything before the competition started?
No, I haven't, Joe. No, so going into it with a clean slate into the semi-finals.
Right, clean slate for the semi-finals. Good stuff. And we're going to look firstly at the Summer Stayers semi-finals, but just down the anti-post betting card, it's 4-1 New Destiny. It's 4-1 Vega, 6-1 Romeo Empire, 7-1 Gary the Yarb, 10-1 Clona Ice, and bigger the rest. Semi-final one, fellas, 7:06 p.m. Gary the Yarb, New Destiny, Bluebird, Inca Louie, Thor Oddinson, and Deadly Disco. Thoughts on this? It's an absolute belter.
Yeah, I mean, I put Gary the up as one of my anti-post selections last week. I think it was 12-1. We said last week on the call that track one at Monmore over 6:30 is such a vital draw. Really, you can get lengths out of the field at the first bend. And Gary the up last week broke 12:46. Was out and gone, wasn't he? Beating Clona Ice. He's got a new Destiny on the outside again. But if he plays like he did last week, he can be out and gone again this week. New Destiny can chase him down possibly, but I think Gary the was a good bet again for this weekend.
Michael, thoughts on the first one? Is it just a match between them, or are we overlooking Deadly Disco, who just saved his best from Monmore?
Yeah, I think Deadly Disco goes into the race with a live chance, but I think as Graham touched on there, if Gary Yard pops out again on the rails, he could be 2 or 3 lengths clear at the first bend, and then he's not for catching round there. I'll give a little mention to Inca Louie, who made his 6 bend debut last weekend in the first round. Spoke to one of the owners yesterday for a piece for the website. They were made up. They were sort of saying that was their final. They're just happy to be there. So good luck to that syndicate. But yeah, I think Gary Yarb's likely to pop out and make all on the rails, Joe.
Yeah, I'm going to be with him as well. Like we've said, we keep repeating it. Just that draw, it just makes such a difference, doesn't it? And even if New Destiny maybe just out trapped him, he's probably still got the early to clear her on that short run to the bend and being inside. I think he can just go round, and then it's what turns where. And look, she wouldn't be back run for second if she turns second, but he's well drawn Deadly Disco. But I'll be the one to. I think her class can get her through in behind. So yeah, Gary Yarb over New Destiny for me in semi-final one. Now semi-final two, Romeo Empire in one, Aero Advocate in two, Antigua Kestrel three, New in DJ four, Clona Ice in five, and Timmy's Hunter still going strong for me. Timmy's Hunter, 125-1 selection last week, 100-1 with the firms. He's in the semi-final. Question marks were made about his run last week when who was it who led? Teddy popped out in front, and he got to Teddy by the third bend, and people were asking, did he maybe have a little luck? But it's really hard to see when they go over the far side, see if there is any contact there. But this is all about Romeo Empire for me. Unbelievable draw again, trap one. And I think that the 6-1 available for the competition looks a big price. I can't see how he doesn't make the final. Fellas, thoughts on that? I'm going to be with Romeo Empire, and I'll be with Clona Ice in second. I think we'll lose Antigua Kestrel. He's going to have to fly out and lead Romeo Empire, but I think he'd back run him. What I saw last week, I think he would back run him. So yeah, I'm going to be a Romeo Empire over Clona Ice. What about yourselves? Michael, we'll start with you first.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple. I think there's a good chance Kestrel will pop out from track three and lead round, but I think by the third bend, Romeo Empire will be nipping up the inside, hit the front, and would hit clear. I think Clona Ice will stay on for second, but the place in the final. Timmy's Hunter, agreed, all sorts of pace. Actually put him up for the 3 steps to victory, and he was pulled out of that competition. Yeah, he's a nice type. I think he'll go well, but he's going to have to pop out and lead round, to be honest, in this kind of field. So I think Empire will win, and Clona Ice will go into the semis. And totally agree, the 6-1 on offer does look value, Joe.
Does Graham thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, Antigua Kestrel was my main selection, 16 to 1. And when he popped out last week and led Vega around the opening bend, I thought, he went well clear, didn't he? I thought he was going to win this quite easily. I was quite surprised, probably how quickly he stopped around the last couple of bends. Obviously, Vega got to him and he just dropped away into third. I was a bit surprised how quickly he did drop away. So yeah, Romeo Empire, if he turns anywhere near Antigua Kestrel, we can pick him up quite easily. I thought on back on that run. But again, we mentioned Clone of Rice. Clone of Rice, I think, ran really well in defeat last week. It's probably quite easy to discount that run a little bit. The fact he got beaten 4 lengths by Gary Yard, but that was a good performance from Gary Yard. He saw on 37.99, which is still a good run in the context of his field. So yeah, I think Romeo Empire beats Clone of Rice.
Yeah, looking at Antigua Kestrel, off a 12.39 in his solo, 12.39 split, you've got to be going quicker than 38.09, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I was quite surprised how quickly he dropped away. I think he was 4 or 5 lengths clear down the back straight, and you're thinking, will he hold on? But the way he just dropped away off the last couple of bends, you're thinking, does he stay? Is he cramped up? Maybe, I don't know. But we'll find out on Saturday, guys. If he goes well clear on Saturday, if he doesn't stay Saturday, you find out one way or another.
Definitely. As we head on to semi-final 3, now that she looks an absolute certainty, but we're going to go through it. Swift Jarvis in 1, Amazing Zeus in 2, Vagar in 3, New and Cloud in 4, Bombay Nutty 5, and Single on Molly in 6. I think she was around 4 to 5 at the start of the week. That has been snaffed up because Vega, it's impossible to look past her. She's got 2 ideal dogs inside her, Swift Jarvis, Amazing Zeus. Now, it'd be ideal over the 6.84, longer run to the bend, but it just takes one flashy break from Summit, maybe to get it away. But I can't look past her, guys. I think she wins. She's a super bitch. She's so likable, and I think she wins this comfortably. And I'll be with Bombay Nutty in second. So I think Michael have 2 more in the final there. So I'll be Vega over Bombay Nutty. Graham, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree, Joe. To be fair, we know what Vega's like when she comes out in front. We've seen the toast before and at Hove as well when she leads early. She's like, she won't get picked up in this field. She showed last week she can come from behind, obviously picking up Antigua Kestrel last week. But we've got 2 slow starters on the inside this week. I think if she pops out in front again, she won't get picked up. Single on Molly, I think, can still improve on last week's run. That's the first time over 6 bends, could be more to come. She might not do enough to qualify, but I think she can run a decent race, maybe finish second or third.
Michael?
Yeah, I think it's one of them races where you can look and try and get the favourite beat, but then you end up falling on her and going, she should lead round. Once she's in front, they won't be back running her. I think second place will be interesting. I think Single on Molly, a bit like Graham. I think she probably needed the run last week. I think it was about 3 weeks before, from a competitive run, so she should come on for that. If she pops out, she could probably take second. And I think Amazing Zeus has also got a chance to qualify for the final. But yeah, agree with you guys. I think Vega should make all.
Is there any fancy post, fellas, that we still think, as we said, 4 to 1 New Destiny, 4 to 1 Vega, 6 to 1 Empire, 7 to 1 Gary Diab, 10 to 1 Clone of Rice, similar price, Single on Molly, 16 to 1 Deadly Disco. Is there anything there that maybe sticks out still?
Gary Diab at 7s for me. If he pops out on Saturday, mates all, I think he won't be that price in the final. If he's inside the likes of New Destiny, Vega, Romeo Empire.
Graham?
I think, like you said, a Romeo Empire probably still 6 to 1. I mean, if he wins well on Saturday, what price will he be for the final? If he gets trap 1 especially as well, it could be 6 to 4, 7 to 4, depending on who qualifies. Yeah. I think the 6 to 1 still looks a good price.
Yeah, I'd rather be Romeo Empire over Gary Diab purely on the fact that he's probably got a slightly easier semi-final. He's got New Destiny, hasn't he, Gary Diab, and Deadly Disco. Yeah. He's only really got if Clone of Rice to a degree, but Antigua Kestrel, who I don't see as a threat because I think he'll catch him. So I'd rather be on 6 to 1 Romeo Empire, take a chance he gets a good draw in the final. But it's 3 cracky semi-finals. So good luck to all of them as we head into the Ladbrokes Gold Cup. And just down the anti-post mark here, we've got 11 to 2 Droopy's Aladdin, 6 to 1 Union Rebel. It's 7 to 1 Brindle Bully. It is 7 to 1 Jack Tavern Chief, 10 to 1 the Okra, 12 to 1 the Okra, 10 to 1 Carrick Fergie, and then bigger Headford Dane. So, guys, very competitive. All 3 of them, very, very competitive semi-finals. We're going to start with semi-final 1. Avura Zlatan, Neokra, Headford Dane, Droopers Aladdin, bad draw, Union Rebel, and Common Canter. How do we see this? He's got a draw of all draws, Graham, and the Union Rebel.
Yeah, he was my main selection last week. I think it was 12-1. And I said, what an ideal competition dog he is. He just pings out the traps. He leads early. He just keeps qualifying for these finals all the time. He won the Golden Sprint at Romford in good fashion as well. He's got an ideal draw, like you say. If Droopy's Aladdin can come out the traps and turn left, he may well clear the rivals inside. He's got such good early pace. He could be clear of them early, but any sort of, not one of his best breaks, but an average sort of break, you can collide into 3-2 and 1 on the run up to the bend, could cause absolute chaos on the inside. And Union Rebel, bangs out. And if he does another good fast start on Saturday, he could be out and gone, well clear of any trouble. So, yeah, Union Rebel for me on Saturday night.
Who else qualifies in behind him?
I don't know. I want to say Nokra. I think he can do things either way. He can lead early and he stays on pretty well as well. So if there is any trouble, it does get messy. He can sort of stay on well in the later stages. So whereas the front runners probably need to be out in front, he will stay on well in the later stages. So yeah, if there is any trouble at all, he could be the one to qualify for second.
Michael?
I'll throw him a curveball, Joe. I like one of them. Common Canter, 80-1 outright. Solo wide in the first semi-final there. First competitive run for 3 or 4 months last time out. 28.38 from off the pace. Can lead. We know Droopers Aladdin will be diving for the rails. Union Rebel, for me, has chances to lead round, but if Common Canter goes with that one, it's race on, and at 80-1, you don't need much on outright, and then you could be going in as a solo wide seed into the final.
Love that. Love that from you. So you're sticking him up for the heat or just anti-post?
Yeah, well, I think more anti-post. I think Union Rebel's got a good chance. But yeah, we'll see what prices we can get tomorrow. Could be worth a little dabble on the exchanges.
Superb. Love that from you, Michael. He's always had a decent set of kahunas, this bloke, and he's put up big prices. So fair play, yeah. I'm going to be with Union Rebel, but I think Droopers Aladdin maybe can break well. He seems to be a bit of a different dog. We said this the other day, Gray. He's a little bit more streetwise now, I think, and the more runs he's had, he's a very likeable type as well, Droopers Aladdin. So I'll be Union Rebel over Droopers Aladdin. I think they can have a good buckle as long as he can come away Droopers Aladdin. But a really good race. So good luck to all 6 in there. As we move on to semi-final 2, Aero Paticat in 1, Carrick Fergie 2, Ardira Sam in 3, Jack Tavern Chief 4, Brindle Bully 5, and The Mighty Man in 6. Michael, kick us off. What 80-1 shot you got in this for us?
Yeah, nothing like that in this, Joe. I really like Jack Tavern Chief. I think he's a really pacey performer, but there's a lot of early pace in 5 and 6 here. I think Brindle Bully for me will take the heat. The Mighty Man's a good local runner. Wins a lot of open races around Monmore. It's competitive. You've got Carrick Fergie in 2, but for me, I think this heat will go to Brindle Bully for the Dave Mullins kennel.
And second,
I'll be looking at Jack Tavern Chief to sort of run on and grab a place. I'm not sure if he'll lead round in this field. It's competitive, but I think, yeah, Bully will win and Chief for second for me.
Okay, Graham, what about you?
I'm going to complete opposite of Michael. I'm going to Jack Tavern Chief to win this. I think he's very hit and miss from the traps in the Jack Tavern Chief. He showed last week. He missed the break completely, come out in 5th, but then he showed decent enough pace after that, and he got a bit messy around the 3rd bend when he hit the front from Brindle Bully, but I think if he breaks better this time, Ardira Sam's will be turning left out of trap 3, I believe. He can get a nice clear run around the 1st bend, and I think if he breaks better, I think he'll be more comprehensive victory this time from Brindle Bully and back in second.
Yeah, I really like this dog, Jack Tavern Chief. He's got a good makeup as well. I think he can win this. I think he's 2 decent breaks away from winning this competition. I hold him in really high regard. So yeah, Jack Tavern Chief for me. Brother, of course, to Droopers Aladdin in semi-final 1. So a very strong litter that is. So yeah, Jack Tavern Chief for me, and I'll be with Carrick Fergie in second. I think we might lose Brindle Bully. I thought ran really well last week to qualify in second. But yeah, Jack Tavern Chief for me over Carrick Fergie. Semi-final 3. Ginger's Prince in 1. The story continues. Aero Pepinillo in 2. Born Racer in 3. Armadotti in 4. Crossfilenzo in 5. And that is all we've got, fellas. How do we see this? Let's start with you, Graham. A competitive race, this. Very ultra-competitive. Nothing stands out like they're going to be too short in this, does it?
No, yes, I think you're probably right there, Joe. I mean, looking at the ESPs from last week, I think the shortage price was 11-4. They're all sort of 7-1, 6-1. So they did well to qualify. They probably weren't really expected to win their heat last week, but done well to qualify. I can see this going to the way of Aero Pipinello, to be honest. I think he staged really well. I spoke to Richie Taberner before at Pall Mall and said, "What's your thinking behind this sort of thing?" And he said he was looking to go for six bends, and they tried the six bends, didn't seem to stay. They dropped him back to four bends again. He reached the final of the Power Mile before a few weeks back. He stayed on really well last week behind Avru Zatan, say the name properly. I think if he turns hand in this field again, he stays on really well. I think he can prove to short the finish. There looks to be a field of front runners, and he's the only real dog that stays on pretty well. So I think whether price, I don't know what price he is, but I think it could be a bit of value Saturday night.
Okay, Graham. Michael, sorry.
Yeah, I really like Ginger's Prince here. Obviously, the winner of the Bet Goodwin Pall Mall around Oxford. Thought he ran well last week in the heat. You can still get 20-1 outright. I think it's a nice draw with Pepinillo. Like Graham says, he's more of a stayer. Obviously, he's got to beat Born Racer into the bend, but if he does lead round, I think he'll qualify for the final. Pepinillo likely to finish second. So yeah, that 20-1 for outright honours really appeals, Joe.
Okay, did you give a second, Graham, or was it too hard?
Ginger's Prince for seconds.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be with Ginger's Prince. I think he's got a really good makeup as well on the inside. Ran really well last week in defeat. Crossfield Enzo's got to try and clear Armadoki. He can go up. Born Racer, of course, a Fair Warrior winner at Mullingar for my boss, Carol Weatherall and Darren. So good luck to them. But I'm going to be with Ginger's Prince as well. I think he can do the business there. And I'll be with Armadoki. I think this dog will come on for the run, and he knows how to make finals. So I'll be with them. So there we go. So the anti-post market, guys. Is there anything that still stands out? Great, Michael. You've mentioned Ginger's Prince there, 20-1. Graham, you got anything else?
Not a fan. I think I'm still quite happy with Union Rebel at 12-1. I think from last week. I don't know what price he is now, but yeah, I think if he wins again Saturday, which he could well do, he could be favourite for the final possibly. So I stick with Union Rebel 12-1.
Yeah, and I'm sticking with Jack Tab in Chief as well. He was 10-1 with the firms. He was 14-16s elsewhere. He's 7-8-1 now. Just keep topping up, guys. Keep topping up a little bit. He's got a good draw on Saturday, and I think he'll do the business. As there is one more covered. We're going to look at Oxford. We've got the final of the British Bred, the BGBF British Bred Oaks final at Oxford on Saturday night. And what price would Kevin Hutton be to win this, guy? He's got 5 runners out of 6. The only one he hasn't got is Trap 1, Ivy Showgirl for Dalton Smith. Kevin Hutton's got 5 runners down the card: Ivy Showgirl, Coppice Lottie, Dreaming Francis, Union Piper, Silent Nailer, and Miss Kubalek. Price would he be? What price would we have him in to win the comp? This reminds me of a bit of a Patrick Janssens in the gym crack. 4 runners at the top of the market and couldn't quite win it.
No. He's got to be, 50s on, hasn't he really? He's massively short price.
Yeah, which one wins it? Or is Dalton going to win it with Ivy Showgirl? Michael, fire away.
Yeah, good luck to Dalton against the Kevin Hutton kennel here. Obviously got a chance of leading round on the rails. So, if she does lead round, good luck. I think Dreaming Francis is the one for me from the Hutton kennel. I think if he turns handy, possibly behind Ivy Showgirl, obviously it's race on down the back straight. Okay,
Graham?
I think Signet Nailer for me, just on last week's run, on the clock, it's got 26.43. He's got 3 or 4 lengths in hand in the field. And you just think if he can lead early doors like he did last week again, who's going to pick him up? I think he could be away and gone. And I think he's the one to beat.
Yeah, I'm with Silent Nailer. Just a little word on Ivy Showgirl, of course, out of Ball and Bite, who was trained by Kevin Hutton. So there is a Kevin Hutton attachment now with Ball and Bite as well. So, I'm sure he trained Ball and Bite, didn't he, Graham? You'll tell me. I'm absolutely.
I think he probably did. Yeah, I think he did.
I'm sure he trained Ball and Bite. So a little bit of a sentiment there for Ivy Showgirl. But I'm with Silent Nailer. Fantastic performance last week from the same box. If coming away like that, we'll take all the beatings. So, yeah, Silent Nailer for me in that. Good luck to all 6 in the £3,000 to the winner BGBF British Bred Oaks final. As we move on to Monday, we've got the start or the semi-finals of the Puppy Classics, and the race card is not even on the Greyhound Bet site yet. So what we're going to do, we'll do it on Monday's review preview, fellas. All right? So I'll let Albert snip this bit out. So I'll finish with the good luck to the finalists at Oxford, and then we'll wrap up.
That Ivy Showgirl used to be with Kevin Hutton as well. I don't know if that's worth flipping into it.
Okay, I'm trying to think how you do this. Let's go back to and do the Oxford final again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, as we move on to Saturday night at Oxford, we've got the final of the BGBF British Bred Oaks final. Kevin Hutton with 5 of the runners. He's got traps 2 to 6. We're going to go down the card. Ivy Showgirl in 1, trained by Dalton Smith. Coppice Lottie 2, Dreaming Francis 3, Union Piper 4, Silent Naylor 5, and Miss Kubelik 6. But Ivy Showgirl, trained by Dalton Smith, out of Ballroom Bite, was trained by Kevin Hutton in the past. So he's got a strong hold in this final, fellas. And look, it'd be brilliant if Dalton could win it, but Kevin, he just wins big competitions at Oxford. I'm going to be with Silent Naylor. I think the way she ran last week from trap 5, I think she can do the same again. I think she'll win. What about yourselves? Graham, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I have to agree, Joe. To be fair, I can't see past Silent Nail in 5. Really impressive performance last week. On the clock's got 3 or 4 lengths in hand on the field on that run from last week. So I think if she leads again this time, I think she'll be away and gone. Won't get picked up.
Yeah, Michael, thoughts?
Yeah, it's an interesting race. Like Graham says, if Signet Naylor traps well, leads round and makes all, but good luck to Dalton Smith with Ivy Showgirl in trap 1. But for me, Dreaming Francis, strong runner from the Kevin Hutton kennel. If he turns on the tail of the leaders, to race on down the back straight, I can see him hitting the front off the final bend. Sorry, her off the final bend.
There you go. You've heard it from the guys there. We're going to cover Nottingham on Monday when we do the review of Monmore and Oxford. We'll do a little preview for Nottingham on Monday, guys. So thanks for your time. Have a great weekend. Let's hope it's a successful weekend for us all. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather. See you on Monday.